if you have wrist pain on bench, how I'm going to treat it is going to be a little bit different depending on how your bench looks. And what I'm wondering is, when you're having that wrist pain, are you stacked in the wrists or are you all rolled back? Now, if you're someone who is rolled back, first thing I'm going to try to do is see if we can curl those wrists down and get that bar stacked over top of the forearms. And if we can't do that just through cueing, I'm going to suspect that you're not strong enough in the forearms to maintain this stacked position. And if it is a strength issue, we need to strengthen it. And one of the easiest ways to do that is with a wrist curl variation I call dumbbell finger roll, where we're just going to be letting dumbbell roll down to fingertips. We're going to curl it back up, squeeze hard, and then finish with a bit of wrist curl. The reason I like this for bench is that most of the work is happening with that stacked wrist position, so it's going to carry over nicely. And we're just going to grab a pretty heavy dumbbell and bang out sets of 15 to 20 reps and make sure that we're hitting a 8, 9, maybe even 10 RP while we're doing it. And we're going to build those up over time. And hopefully as we build those up, we can see that wrist stack improve on bench press. Now, if you are someone who has a stacked wrist and you're still having wrist pain, what I'm going to want to look at is how are we distributing the weight in the hands? Are we kind of letting the bar push into that thumb pad really hard? It's kind of torquing that thumb down, or do we have a even weight distribution where we're trying to get the underneath the pinky pushed into the bar just as hard as underneath the thumb? Because if we are just loading into that thumb pad, it is going to put a lot of load there. So if we adjust load in the hands, we can influence how this does feel. And if we are doing that, all I'm going to do is try to say, like, can we try to dig the pinky side of the hand in harder? If we can, if it does feel better, sweet, that might be all you need to do. But if that does not help, I'm going to want to actually start strengthening the thumb so we can have an easier time actually supporting the bar's weight. And what I like to do for that is I get people to grab a band, loop band around thumb, and we're basically just going to do thumb pushes with band until we get a nice little pump. Depending on how strong you are, you might need to use a micro mini, you might be able to use a monster mini, but whole goal here is to get reps in, build that thumb up, and then once we've done that, we're going to go the other direction and pull thumb back to strengthen the other side. Now, if that does not do the trick, one last thing that I want to play with is wrist curls, where we're playing with radial deviation, wrist curls, hammer curls with a wrist curl. We're going to lead by cocking that dumbbell up, and then we're going to pull from there to try to get all the stuff that crosses over that wrist nice and strong so that it is ready to support weight when we're benching. So guys, if you're dealing with wrist pain, give those a run. Give each variation a run depending on how your bench looks. And if that doesn't help you, or if it does help you, drop a comment below. Thank you for watching. Peace out. Have a good rest of your day. And as always, these videos are sponsored by my own coaching and consultation services. So hit the links below to book a consult or apply for coaching.